I want to set this up as it is on your intention, your purpose, your reason for being in the nowness of this time. And there is an expansion, as nothing is static, everything is always fluid and flowing, and you are moving and growing if you so choose. And so open your mind, release any predisposed understandings that you may have, and allow more to be known by you, more to be known and to be understood, that you might resonate in a different way, and that these days may be more purposeful. It will also build upon understandings that you intrinsically will know to be so, if it is a time for the understanding to be known. And so let me step aside and let the elders give an address and be able to share what I believe and know to be truths. And so might you sit back, remove the mental component, I guess, in this equation, and allow more to be a part of your life this day. I step back to the elders, and then I'll begin a reading that is really wonderful. And it's a heart expansion meditation to allow more to be absorbed, recognized, and known when it's the right time for it to be so within your life. We are here and to greet this moment in this day with love and an allowing of what is. So will you engage now with these words and with this insight so that you might embrace and become all that you had intended to be and to know within this lifetime. Recognize that there is so much within the scope of all life that has a belief system attached to it, which may or may not be so. But when you are ready to relinquish some of those beliefs to allow for more to enter into your life, then now you have a pathway to do so. And so engage, enlist, and be all the potential, all that you intended, all that might be, now that you know more. And so I've got this recap that was given, and it was given over a period of time. And so what I did was I put it all together. And so rather than doing it any other way, because it's the only way I know to be sure to capture the words, I wrote it down. So I'm going to read that to you now. And if you'll just sit back and try to take the mental aspect out of the loop, maybe put your mental box on the shelf. We'll move forward, and then we'll enter into a meditation that will expand your heart center and allow you to unlayer maybe some recalcitration or some aspect that needs to be opened up. And this is the elders in this recap. We do see that much awaits mankind in the discoveries and rediscoveries afoot. What do we mean by this? Well, it is specifically at the reformatting of the atom and all that is in between. Let us be even more specific. We want mankind to know more specifically as he transitions to question and recognize that perhaps more awaits his discovery. For you see, when man transitions from this realm to the next, he does keep the understanding gathered here. So if he has ascertained insights that give him clear focus and vision of what is occurring, as he does keep that understanding, then he is progressing accordingly. But if he has adopted practices and understandings that are adrift of what is, then he must seek avenues to reclaim what he has relegated to forgetfulness, and seek to know more. So imagine that you reincarnate with a more limited knowledge than desired. With this one limitation, you do carry out yet another incarnation. Alas, it does not give the full potentiality and expanse it might otherwise have offered. For how can it, when you have been so limited in establishing your intentions? You see, with this one incremental limitation, you can no longer glean what might otherwise await your discovery. So now, with this one kernel of information and new understanding, each may now call forth a connection to an earlier mission they previously intended to enact, but did not. One that was sought but not enacted, as perhaps that lifetime did not offer the full measure necessary to do so. And then a distance grew, and there was never the full connection to this earlier objective. Now, with this one realization, a greater self-awareness can be gleaned. In this way, each one can bring forward that which did elude them, but does await fulfillment. For you see, how can it be wrong or incorrect to follow one's own path outlined in an earlier time? It does move you closer to self-realization with each step, and so there again, there is no misstep. So, on the discussion of one's mission, we have said it is vibrational. It was perhaps created from a space of limited understanding for this lifetime, and that moving back in time may offer an unfulfilled mission that could be adopted here in this time and space. And so we do want to share more about this mission, its intent. The more one does focus upon it like a laser beam of light, the more will be unfolded and revealed. Do you see with some others, and perhaps self, there was an interest, but not the ongoing undertaking of sitting with it in meditation, whether doing so in meditation or just in thought, not to place too much mental chatter with it, but to do so without the endless mental banter. This would be the first step. For to not go within would be to miss the connection to your heart center. So man, humankind, does have a very significant heart center. In that center, all does emanate and move outwardly. You need desire, intensity of focus, and love to move you into this space. And now you are here. Do you see that as man has entered into the rounds of reincarnation, there is a muted sense, and that all is not known when leaving the portal of this life? We would say that their understanding remains fixed and firm, for they are in a discovery mode here. And to give them more than they sought to discover within this life would be doing so against the free will objectives that operated there before. And so the live stream is further reinforced to see how his beliefs are just so and correct by various reinforcements to give him comfort and peace at his transition. In this way, there is a validation in many ways of what was gleaned to be accurate, and is then validated by universe in keeping with their own thoughts and intentions. This is not meant to be deceitful or misleading. Rather, it is meant to give them a comfort and peace for what they believe to be so and thus to be. Those that knew them do welcome and also give that desired reinforcement. Those that might not agree do not receive the receptivity and understanding, as it is an illusionary time in the transitory phase. And so the soul then learns and gains reinforcement from all that is. It is a 360-degree return of the energy they have put out to allow them to operate in their belief system. And so to offer countermeasures to change a trajectory or belief system established while in embodiment does not occur. Life in this in-between time can be of varied lengths, and it does depend on what is wanted at this point. So what happened is we came into embodiment. We were coming from a state of pure essence, and we wanted to understand not by textbook, but by truly feeling what this thing felt, whatever it was that you imagined and wanted to know more fully. And so coming into this form, it was denser for sure. And it wasn't as fluid and flowing as you may have believed or perceived or from a textbook standing understood it would be. And so many things then did not become accomplished because it seemed much harder to do things in the densities that exist on Earth. And so there may be that thing, that reason that you initially came here to enact, know, and feel by the experience of it, by understanding it, by developing the resonance that is created in the creation of the thing. And that was what you wanted to know more and experience and understand. And so in this space, you can sit in meditation and attach to that, once again, that understanding, to know intrinsically from your core what that is. And so it's a joy to know that more will be given when you sit in contemplation, when you sit in meditation, when you sit and you open your mind, and you do so without the mental chatter of the mind coming in to engage you, to take you off course, to take you down a path of precision and and restriction, really. And so it's a beautiful thing to know that there is more. There's always more. We never know all in this form because we're in a limited form. How could we know all? And so release, and that's where the surrender component comes in so often, is where you release the demands of the mind and the demands that ego puts upon you. And you sit in silence and you sit in wonderment and awe and allow what more can be given to be received, you see. And so we're going to move next into meditation. And and this has been recorded before. And so what I would say within this recording is that you just pause and you listen to the words, but don't allow the chatter to come in. Don't allow the trying to figure it out and postulate. Don't allow that aspect to come in. And just let the words permeate and flow and allow more to be a part of your day, this day.